Okay, so here's my sketchbook page, and like I said, I laid down a drawing of the shapes that I wanted to work on. I kind of scribbled in a few of the colors that I thought would be really good for this particular piece that I'm trying to work on. And now I'm going to do a color swatch, which of course these colors are going to be much different than these colors. So that's why there's just a lot of this investigating and figuring things out. But once again, I'm not looking for anything perfect. So I'm going to move this out of the way. And I'm going to get busy with, and what I will do is try to take these colors and match them with my watercolor markers, my paint markers, and that's how I will produce this particular color swatch. And I do go over it a little bit because when I am layering and I'm filling in the space after my underlayer for my top layer, I will go over it more than once. So it's just, for me, it's good practice to do that, so that way I know what I'm working with. Like what I'm noticing right here is this orange and this yellow are pretty close to the same colors. So I might want to add something like this into the color swatch, into the palette, just in case they're too similar, too close in family once I lay it down on paper. So I will have this already here just in case I need to use that. I'm going to use this one. I notice the nib on this one is kind of all dirty and messed up, so I got to be careful with it. I was having them laying them down like this for storage, but now I'm having them straight up, and I'm hoping that that'll get rid of all this spillage and mess that they're making. Because you got to shake them up before you use them, and there's just no way around it. Okay, so this will be my palette, my color palette for this, and now I will get busy going back with the under layer. Which will be the colored pencils that I use here. And then, so this will be the under layer, and then my watercolor markers and my paint markers will be the top layer. And that's where I will kind of, like I said, do all my problem solving here. And if I really enjoy the artwork here, then I might do it a few more times or not, depending. And then if I, like I said, I really enjoy the piece, then it'll end up being a finished piece, not in the sketchbook, but actually on a canvas or a separate watercolor paper or acrylic paper. And that's really about it. I really wanted a real difference between colors, and I'm just not seeing it with that. So I might just have to use this color instead of the orange. I'm hoping I wouldn't have to do that because I really wanted that kind of pop of orange, but we will see what happens once I start laying down some colors. Also, when you're using these colored pencils, there's a few things that I enjoy about it, and one is that they are erasable. Not that I erase a lot, especially when I'm just playing, but it is one of the things that I noticed, that you can erase if need be. I mean, it gets all over your eraser, but you know, you can wipe that off. But it is, it's just a nice feature if it was something that you needed to use in your work. Like I said, I just like how it acts as, excuse me, texture, and it gives a lot of movement. I think I have something like that here. Let's look. Like with this piece, here's a good example of, okay, here is the color swatch that goes with this. Now with this, I've noticed, and I look back on it, I'm like, I really need some of this over here. So I might incorporate this shape over here, and I can call it done. As opposed to before, if I hadn't been playing and discovering and problem solving, I wouldn't have came to that decision. So I think sketchbooks are a really great place to incorporate and do all that. Don't use them as something precious. Use them as a great tool, and just open them up and start getting busy. And perhaps maybe switch over, if you haven't, to a cream colored paper instead of white. I do notice that I get kind of shocked when I'm working with white. It kind of stumps me, but the cream color doesn't. So I think it's a visual thing. Well, thank you for joining me, and have a wonderful day.